Oh my gosh, how did this just happen? I just got my license 2 days ago and now my car is totaled. How could this happen? My parents are going to kill me. They always say that a person has 7 minutes before their brain fully dies, and in that 7 minutes, their entire life flashes before their eyes. My 7 minutes begins now. At age 15, I went on my very first date. It was at Starbucks, and her name was Sarah. I still remember, she got a pumpkin spice latte, and I got a salted caramel macchiato. I still remember how I paid for both. I was so nervous, trying to make interesting conversation with her, but I grew to really like her. My heart broke when she moved to North Carolina a year later. I wonder where she is now. Oh, I remember one time, later that year, when I did something that I really should have thought about more before I did it. My friend Ethan was all stressed out about getting a 1-month anniversary present for his girlfriend. Not to mention that he was broke. Looking back, I think about what a waste it was. They broke up anyway, about 2 weeks later. Marine Park in Red Bank has mixed memories for me. I remember taking this other girl on a date there. Her name was Becca, and she didn't like pumpkin spice lattes. I really tried to enjoy myself, but I found that every little thing she did reminded me in some way of Sarah, from her laughing at my jokes to how she talked with her hands. Everything Becca did reminded me of her. They'll always say you have a special place in your heart for your first love, and that date taught me that she would be the one to fill the gap in my heart. A few weeks later, winter was melting away, and I went back to the park with a few friends, acting cool on the outside but secretly scared on the inside. I always found that I never really fit into high school, and this was my chance to become a normal kid, or so I thought. I can still feel the smoke of that first cigarette on my lungs. I can still remember coughing for hours, and the look on my parents' faces when they smelled smoke on my breath. They always tell you in school that it's not worth it. It really is. At age 16, my birthday had just passed and the holidays were coming up. I walked into a cupcake shop feeling rather generous, not to mention that the girl behind the counter was pretty cute. I got my cookie dough cupcake and turned around to walk out, but something stopped me. I went back to the counter, said happy holidays, gave her a tip that was more than my hourly wage, and ran out. There was one day that winter that I was just really lazy. I still can't believe that I decided to litter when the garbage was literally 2 feet away from me. How stupid was I? As I walked away, I kept thinking, why the heck would I leave that there? I thought I cared about nature. But at that time, it wasn't enough to stop me, so I could turn around and pick it up. At the end of that school year, I started to turn my life around. My parents got me an acoustic guitar, and sometimes I would play it in public and people would listen. Some even gave me money, but I couldn't keep it. I decided to donate it to a local church, which soon became my local church. I joined the folk choir, and finally felt a sense of belonging. My life started to have purpose again. Jesus became a figure in my life that I could look up to when things seemed like they were always going wrong. At age 17, I started to become increasingly aware of those less fortunate. Joining the church community had helped me see my responsibility to help those around me. It's true what they say, not everyone is as lucky as everyone else, but I tried to change that for one man in town. After a few months of this, I didn't see him anymore. I hope his life is better now. To my shock, my 7 minutes after that car crash never elapsed. I survived. I began to wake up, and I recognized the people around me that I had met at all points in my life. I was in the hospital for a while, but if the experience taught me anything, it's to never give up, because just when you feel like you will collapse under the weight of the world, God will show you the light. 4 minutes unconscious, many more to this promising life.